sand.
Alright, welcome back. Jenny is currently working on clearing out this area.
Murdering things?
Which is sort of one of the more annoying areas in the beginning. Just because there's a lot to clear out. But it's also sort of like a practice thing, you know? It's like...
Well, you gotta get used to the game
You get used to the game, get used to mechanics. I just wish they were dropping more,
blood vials.
Blood vials than they are.
Yeah. They seem to mostly drop bullets.
I would go up and hit him,
but
except for the dog right behind him.
No, there's the dog.
I don't want to mess with the dog.
As well.
Is it a dog?
Both of those at the same time.
Is it a huntsman's dog?
The dog? Okay.
Yeah. What?
Rabid dog.
Alright.
And they're usually found in the company of huntsmen, but they're sometimes locked in cages.
The guide full of useful lore.
Yep.
Whoa, these guys are still up here. I thought I killed them.
Oh, they also suffer damage, additional damage from serrated weapons, if that helps.
Oh, good to know, because I will... Okay, I was going for a stagger, but you are not going to go down like that, are we?
Away! Away!
Alright. Where's your button? There he is. Alright, so we'll go serrated, get the dog over here.
I like how there's a subset that says Crowhead listed on the stats of the
gun
dog.
just flat out knocked the dog on its ass.
This game is, you know, so much lore and things in here, and you can't find a single look of it in the book. It's all strategy.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it said anything like the dogs, like, are known to have, like, drank the blood of people who have...
Well, it's a rabid dog, so it probably has...
are we using the blood on the pets? Is that a thing we're doing? Alright. I think...
It kind of looks like it, to be honest.
That
It kind of, you know, looks like hollowed and stuff. And blind, as if it... That, and you don't really see it much on it, except for, like, on its paws, which is to be expected.
This is always cool.
It looks like it's been eating people. Like, it's got blood all over its mouth and things.
Oh, I guess he's not gonna, hit the door. He's standing there.
Jeez, Alan Brickman, way to keep our lore play, alive.
Yeah. Alright, well... I've cleared this area out. I am gonna mess with him. I am gonna kill him over there because he's guarding some stuff that's useful, like the torch, to get going here. But then we are off into the sewers to get the saw spear and insight. So that is one thing that you may not realize. You don't have to fight the cleric beast to get your first insight. Yeah. You can find some madman's knowledge down in the sewers.
Mm-hmm. Madman's knowledge increase your insight, in case you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Which you probably did, because it's a pretty key item in the game. Unless you don't like insight.
So, alright. Now this is gonna be, we need to get I need to get a stagger off, so... I think he turns around. I don't think I can get a... No, I can't. There we go. So if you're having a problem with the staggering, most enemies stagger when they come forward in their attack. If you do it when they're winding back, it's too early. So I'm gonna go ahead and equip this. Oops. Torch. That's just a nice light source until I buy the hand lantern. Interesting thing about the hand lantern is, it lowers your stamina regen, I've read. I don't know, I haven't tested that out, I can't verify that.
What lowers your stamina?
The hand lantern and maybe having a torch out.
Ah.
I don't know if the torch works the same way. Okay, let's get the...
So Madman's knowledge is the skull of a madman, touched by the wisdom of the Great One, so...
Yes.
There is actually fragments of wisdom from the Great Ones themselves, which supposedly drive you insane, inside skulls of dead people.
Yeah,
So I'm assuming these are people who've actually studied, like, the Great Ones, and then once they died, their knowledge was left over. Which kind of makes sense.
Also
like,
died from frenzy.
Yeah, that's true.
So the idea of frenzy in the game, you know, is this horrible thing that you get, your frenzy meter fills up, and then you take this massive amount of damage at once.
And then you wanna cry.
And then when it goes off, yeah, when it goes off, to take massive damage at once. I'll just knock on these people that just laugh at you.
Oh, these are the ladies I was referring to earlier. You know, how they, because laughter is usually, one of your main reactions to something you don't like. Hey, this makes me uncomfortable, I should laugh at it. So I just thought that was kind of interesting that these...
That they're in there just laughing it up and...
Yeah, and they sound like they're actually forcing themselves to laugh a little bit.
Alright. So this little area here, one opens a shortcut, 2 is going to let us get down to, these dogs will come out of the cages. I'm letting you... that is confirmed.
The book mentions that as well, so you know. It's official.
Isn't there one that patrols? Okay, maybe he's not out yet, because it's the first time I've seen them.
Yeah, I think it only, it starts out the second time, and then from then on, it always starts out, but... the first time you
let me
see
kill the dog that's over here.
Like an element of surprise or something.
Oh! No, I'm not doing all this again. Oh! I took the cane out for the serration, and that ended up being my downfall. If I would have just had the cane in cane mode, I wouldn't have missed.
That area is kind of small, and you'd have to be aware of it. You'd probably have to, like, stick to the left side of it, because if you, do the right... If the first time you click it, it's a right swing, and it'll do a left swing, and then a right swing, and then you have to wait a second, and then you can do it again.
So, let me show...
You probably have to stick to the left side, then right swing, and then wait a few seconds, right swing. That way it doesn't do right swing, left swing, so you get caught up.
Feature of Bloodborne here that you may not realize.
This dude eventually goes on patrols if you wait long enough.
You could just run by everything. Like, see how they all have, like, a moment to take reaction? I'm gonna pause here, get my stamina back.
Endurance.
And then I'm gonna run again. This is not by accident, right? This is so that you don't have to spend all the time fighting if you don't want to. I mean, obviously that would help you level up, making sure no one's following me. But, I can get right back to the spot where I was where I died.
Yeah, and you can't even level up right now anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
So... Now is that dog out? No?
Yes.
Oh, he just broke out.
That dog actually wasn't there before. That was a new dog, so it's in a separate cage.
Was he?
Yeah, that was a cage you didn't have to attack earlier. There's a fourth dog now.
So maybe he was out and just wandering.
Yeah. Or maybe he didn't exist before? I don't know. Element of surprise.
Alright, and let's get revenge. Because that's the dog that killed me, not the dog that had my echoes.
Yeah, I think a 10-mile radius? Oh, not,
10 mile?
I can't, I don't know.
In a radius of 10 things.
I don't know. It's just...
Okay. Okay. No, I got it. A radius of 10. Diameter 20. 2 pi r squared. Got it. Down with it. What happens? Oh, the entire audience is quivering with anticipation.
Screw you! Okay?
You were gonna say within a radius of 10 picks up your,
Yeah, blood echoes.
Blood echoes?
I don't like you.
Yeah. And it actually helps.
Hurt my feelings? Okay? I've been deeply hurt.
Why didn't... Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, I need to be locking on to you. Okay. This guy's a prick. So, here's the first bit of lore note that's tucked away. When the hunt began, the Healing Church left us, blocking the great bridge to the cathedral world as old Yharnam burned to the ground that moonlit night. So, things in Bloodborne,
So probably
not
during
only
a cycle.
is it not only important what they say, it's where you find them. So, this is in Yharnam. So, the blocking the cathedral ward, and old Yharnam burned to the ground that moonlit night. That sounds like somebody who survived that attack and who's actually now maybe possibly questioning. I want to go up there. I don't think I have a need. I can't open this, can I?
It's not Miles. It's
Oh, I can.
If an enemy is positioned within 15 meters of the spot where you died, they can collect blood echoes.
15 meters?
That's what it says.
Okay. Spawns? So the key is they spawn there, not that they walk there?
If an enemy is positioned. So if it is there.
Oh, like, yeah, okay.
It has to actually
position
be
might
there
be
as you die.
Spawned, I guess. Where the enemy starts, not where the enemy walks.
This says positions, so I'm pretty sure that means where it is as you die.
No, it's not where you die. I can confirm that. I've drugged guys way far off that were right on top of me when they killed me, but then the enemy that would have been there regularly, that I killed a long time ago, has the echoes. So I think it's where they start on the map.
No.
And maybe not where they patrol is sort of the thing where I was getting it on that one.
And the cycle is complete.
And the cycle is complete. Let's say hi to Gilbert. Gilbert's going to be kind of key to our...
Yes, Gilbert is important, actually. He gives you the first quest. You're supposed to...
And not one from around here either.
He does serve as sort of a tutorial in the game of, like, what am I doing, where am I going? And
Poor
he acts
Gilbert.
like you're having a conversation even though your character never speaks.
Yeah, we don't like to speak, and we like smashing pots.
Gilbert also seeked the blood of the Healing Church.
Yeah, because you can tell because he sounds sick.
He's sick. He's basically becoming a beast.
And he warns you against the blood. You probably shouldn't go towards it, but if you have to, go to the cathedral ward.
And the thing is, so like we're echoing to him pale blood because we read the note, but it's not a type of blood that he has heard of, which signifies that it's not a blood of the church. It is us.
Also,
It is
number
a
3.
special person. Possibly why we don't, beast like back to the video. Back to the beast trying to grab us,
Yeah, because we've got whiter blood, more white blood cells, so which I imagine would make you actually look pale.
It would.
Yes.
It would.
Yharnamites don't share much with outsiders.
Because your blood color does actually have a lot to do with how you actually look. So
On tonight.
So the other key point to talk to him is that if you want to get the flame sprayer, you need to talk to him between boss fights.
Reward.
Technically, I think it's key boss fights that progress the story, not the optional ones. But after any of them, just go ahead and talk to some of these guys.
That's your best.
And talk
flame
to them
sprayer.
until they basically get into a repeat loop.
The valley deep with it. I haven't. That's your.
Because then you've exhausted their dialogue options. Some of them will say, different things if you talk to them right after you did. So I got this open, which is what I wanted to do. So now we can just come right through here now.
And there's the wheelchair huntsman to the
Should I
right.
go upstairs and try to get a few blood vials? Because I am low. My lock-on is garbage.
Yeah, you need to work on your lock-on game, dude.
Yeah. Come on, I see you. See, that's the thing. I see you. My lock-on does not.
Yeah, I think there's gotta be a direct line of sight or something. I'm not quite sure how that works. A second.
By the way, if you're really new to the Bloodborne and Dark Souls, Demon Souls type games, there are different attacks if you use R1 and R2 differently. So like R1 to R2, and then R2 to R1 is different than just doing it twice on the same button.
There's also the transform attack, which I barely see anybody doing, but they sound really useful.
That's the transform attack, that way, and then back is that.
Yeah, this,
the key thing to know about these attacks, especially the R1s, when you lead with an R1, R2s are slow attacks, but that was not as slow. I basically got that move at that speed, at this speed. And that's because you pay for the delay on after the attack. So that can be really good to get in there and do some big damage, and then while the enemy is reeling from that, back away. Okay, you know, since we opened that up,
what's R3?
we should go ahead and I should go ahead and let's see, where are we at? Yeah, 60 minutes. Since this isn't too much to go through again, I'm gonna jump back real quick and buy the rest of the starter gear, since I've got the echoes for it now. Alright. And you do want to get this set fairly early, because it is really... almost all of the stuff that you'll get in the game is equivalent with the same but different. Like each, you know, this might be good poison resist, but not good physical, and this might be great physical, but not poison, yada yada. But the stuff that you start with is actually just kind of low on everything. Yeah. You can see in the stats, like, everything goes up, pretty much.
Yeah, it actually does say in this thing that if, that lock-on can be frustrating in some cases, and there's some cases where they entirely don't recommend using lock-on, and, you might just want to not lock on and use your camera.
There are bosses that is the method of beating that boss, is not locking on.
Yeah. Yeah, it says there are times when you do not want to lock on, and there are times when locking on will make you feel horrible, and you won't like it.
There is a lot of depth to the combat that you don't have to get into when you start. You can sort of, as you go, pick up that. Like invincibility frames.
So you can mention your rock eyeball theory time soon?
The what?
The rock eyeball theory, like...
The rock eyeball theory?
Like, I even set it up for you, and I'm like, you picked up your bag of eyeballs, and you didn't say anything.
Wow,
like,
I haven't...
You've thrown your rock at them. You haven't said it, and I'm like, I don't want to mention it, because it's not my theory.
I don't have any rocks. That's the problem right now.
I know. You use them.
Alright, so when I get some rocks, make sure we talk about the rock eyeball theory.
I will. I mean, I was kind of disappointed that you didn't. Like, I set it up for you and everything.
Well, and it really gets... It's really a bigger deal later.
Yeah, I know.
There's another enemy that really sells it.
Which is why you want to have it lay down.
Some... bullets here. Okay, hopefully I won't die to the dogs right at the end here, and we can get down. We can talk to Eileen. That's the goal, to finish this one. Or actually, you know what? Get right before Eileen, and because Eileen's going to be a bit of a discussion, I think. We'll rescue the old lady. How about that?
You didn't hit it.
I know, but I wanted to back up and make sure I didn't trigger the dog. That is not in his cage now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that dog wasn't there before, because you had 3, and then the one in the alley area. So now there's 4.
That's what I was trying to get down. That's what my timing has been sucking on. For the dogs, if you can jump back right as they jump at you, then you can usually step up and finish them off, and they'll miss, and it's all good. Alright. Let's just finish this guy off quickly. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going through the thing, and there's most of these are just all strategy, so there probably isn't likely you'll come across anything.
You're a hunter.
Alright, well then done her.
Well, do you know of any safe places?
So, the woman in here is asking if you know any safe places. And we'll go ahead and talk to her right now because we don't.
I've heard I have. Shutting up indoors isn't always enough.
It's getting so bad now that people are afraid just to even be in their houses. So like at one point during the hunt, it's like everybody just went in their houses and the hunters cleaned the streets and the church took care of it and then everything was fine. And now it's so bad
Yeah, I should have known.
we don't know where to go.
Yes.
Now the anger she has at you isn't basically the healing church and the hunters
That little good you outsiders do.
are the government and law enforcement. So I mean she sees you as a cop not doing their job.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to be keeping the streets safe. She doesn't know we're an outsider. You know, we're a hunter. We're dressed like a hunter. We're fighting like a hunter. You know, only a hunter would be out here anyway. I want to make sure I didn't miss an item.
Well, we are a hunter. We just haven't been on the job very long.
We're sort of the chosen hunter,
We're the
which is
chosen
different
one.
than the other hunters of the church, which are kind of enlisted, you know, volunteering.
Yay, we're the chosen one. That just makes me so warm and
but
bubbly on the inside.
We are. We are the only hunter that
Yeah, but the chosen
revives
one
the
always
dream.
has to go through something horrible.
By the way, the reason people do this and dive to this when they're looking for things and not swing
Because
their
they
weapon
like having a bunch of brain damage.
is to save the whoa, that could have been bad. Is to save the durability of your weapon,
I'm not laughing.
right? Well, okay, I'm fighting him this game. I did not want to fight you this time, but I will now, just because you came up.
That is a large huntsman, by the way.
He's just large huntsman? Okay.
He's called a large huntsman, which I think is kind of cool, because it's like, oh my gosh, there's this beast-looking thing. That's a huntsman.
No, yeah, he's in clothes of
Yes,
a hunter.
he is actually
Or not a hunter, of a
huntsman.
a huntsman.
So he used to be one of those people walking around the mobs, but obviously he's had the blood in his system longer, or he just took more of it than the others.
Yep, and he is further along, basically, in the transformation to beast from the blood. So his dress, I mean, this is actually a person, and I mean, he's hanging out with other people. You'll see him walking around with other Yarnums, and that's where the whole blindness comes in. Like, people are just openly denying that he is becoming the same thing they're going to burn in effigy, you know, not in effigy, that they're burning at the stake there in the beginning, you know, the full-on, lichen throat.
Nobody wants to accept that their father's
Alright,
a murderer.
so when we come back, no, you really don't, do you?
No, you don't.
You don't want to accept that, you're going to become, that, you know, and that Jenny is going to have to put you down. So, with that, Jenny says adieu, and we will see you next episode.